So something has to be done without a doubt. I just fear this may deter people from coming to the ADK. This is a tough one.
That's the thing about Cascade and Port is actually a great example.
Sure.
Because
they're making a new one too.
But they're not just doing that. They're finishing it up soon.
Yeah.
But the new parking lot and where everyone's parking now, like they're going to make it so you can't physically park there.
Sure.
On the
well,
road.
it would be the only way to actually get people to not park there.
I think they're going to
physically can't.
They're going to extend the barricades. I think. And
it's an easy way to do it.
Exactly.
They put the blocks up, and it's a piece of cake.
And so I think, Cascade is our guinea pig, right?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
It's a great way to test things out, and I'm looking forward to seeing how that all plans out. Like, I mean, I'm okay with the Cascade and Porter new trail.
Yeah, sure.
Because it's Cascade and Porter. It's okay. I mean, look, people are being too they're getting too it's too much of a gift to be able to hike that in 2.5 miles.
Yeah, sure. No, I totally get it. When you can hike Cascade similar to hiking like not Mount Joe, but like not a hike like Hurricane Mountain.
Sure.
Hurricane might be a longer hike than Cascade, and that's it is a gift. But I mean, I don't hate it. And I think that it's nice to have some of those high peaks. But I also think that if you do get rid of that gift, I do think that it spreads traffic out to smaller mountains.
Can I ask you a question?
You may. I give you permission.
So, in your opinion, what do you feel so what they say versus you say in terms of the justification of this, where it's safety and the environment? So they're saying they're doing it for both. Do you feel that this is going to result in a safer, or is it going to result in better impacts to the environment, or do you feel that one is less, or you can't do both? Or...
Are we talking about AMR or Cascade?
AMR.
Right,
because their biggest reason at the end of the day is safety,
sure.
And the environmental impacts.
Yeah, I know. I guess I'm just like skeptical hearing them both lumped together. But as I mentioned earlier, obviously it's better for the environment if we just aren't hiking. Period. So less people. I mean, less people is obviously easier. And I'll get to Eric Schlimmer's post about this after I answer this, because he touches on that.
Yeah.
Also, the AMR trails, they're pretty good. Those trails over there.
It's only Switchback and Park, I think, up to Indian Head.
they're pretty nice trails, actually. If you want to talk about hard trails, the Lake Road's as hard as life gets on planet Earth.
Too many miles I've given away to that. My life gone.
And so, I mean, I guess, maybe it's like an approach thing, and it's like what the approach is, and maybe it would resonate more with me if they were like, we just have to somehow clear this Route 73 madness, because I get that. Again, I've said it 1,000 times on this episode. I get it. It is a problem. I just,
no one likes change.
But no one likes change, but I get it. That is a change that needs to happen. It's just when they also add in this idea of, well, we're also going to limit people. If they were going to say, like, okay, there's 70 spots, and when it's full, this lot is full, and you can't park along the road, I'd say, okay, got it. But you're saying I could get like dropped off because then I can still access. I would say no problem. I get it. You got to fill the parking lot's full. We want to limit the people because we haven't upped our infrastructure, even though, again, that's what we need to do. But I would say, sure, it's when they're now also limiting the fact that you can't even go there without the reservation. And so you're limiting the foot traffic. That is where I think they lose a lot of people, quite frankly, not just like schmucks like myself. I think that's where they lose a lot of people. Yeah. Let me read here what Eric Schlimmer, author, friend of the show, he's been on a bunch of times, very informed, and he's as outdoors as they come. He wrote, "From what I've seen, quote, pilot program in land management terms is a euphemism. It's something that quickly becomes permanent. The United States Forestry Service parking fees in the White Mountain National Forest is a great example. That pilot program was billed as a benign test, quote, to see if people would pay parking fees. Problem is, it wasn't voluntary and it became permanent. The advantage we have here out west, he lives in Colorado now, tons of USFS and BLM land, no fees, few regulations, tons of empty space. High Peaks management is plagued by the lack of funds and limited understanding of sustainable trail design and what people want.
Because we weren't built on sustainable trail design.
No, they weren't. Well, that's what I'm saying. They weren't built on that. And we talked in our last episode with Eric that, to me, the real approach is for the trails and for the land is a generational approach where we're going to they're going to redo every single trail, but with the understanding of it's going to take literally generations, and then you're kind of set in that regard. But that's like kind of the approach for that. The long game. You're playing the long game. No more Band-Aids. Let's play the long game so that the ADK can be long and flourish. I'll read some more comments here. Sorry, I got sent so many messages and comments. I apologize. We'll definitely not get to all of them. We're going to have to wrap this up momentarily here. Connie writes, I appreciate that a group of dedicated and committed citizens are trying a new approach. It's a pilot. I say we stay positive and open-minded, benefit from all that goes well, and learn from the glitches as we go. And with that comment, I'd say that's where we should wrap it up. Because ultimately, as I mentioned earlier, I'm a bottom line kind of guy, and bottom line is this is what's currently implemented, and this is what's going to happen there. I suppose we can try to stay positive, open-minded, and indeed learn from what goes well and fix the glitches as we go. Maybe it will do a good job, and maybe it won't become the start of something, unfortunately, quite negative. That could happen with, a park-wide permit system, and it become more and more difficult to recreate on these public lands. Hopefully that's not what happens, and that's blowing it out of proportion, and that's never going to come. And from what I've spoken with a couple people, they've said, due to people they've spoken with, they understand that fear from people, and they have also stated that is not what's going to happen. And I suppose we hold them accountable to that, and hopefully that's the truly the case. But I think we'll wrap this up. I'd say we touched on this subject in as informative a way as we can. And in a very informal way, but a way that got people's opinions out there and kind of what's going to happen. So bottom line is, starting April 15th, you can book your 70-spot reservation up to 2 weeks out. If you do book it, for the love of God, do not skip out. Go hike. You booked yourself in, so do that. Have a map. Know what you're doing. Know where you're headed. Check out Jonathan on YouTube. He has a video on pretty much every high peak. Every high peak?
Pretty much.
Every high peak, pretty much.
You're missing. Well, no, I have every high peak, just not in every. Pretty much every season.
Pretty much. So there's probably one or two you don't have. I don't. Lower Wolfjaw?
If you can find out which one what vlog I don't have out there.
Was it Lower Wolfjaw?
No, I got Lower Wolfjaw.
Okay, is that Lower Wolfjaw? Okay. Anyways, but so that is it. Make your appointment. Go 70 spots. There's also tons of other places you can go. You could start to get creative with the map.
Yeah, I heard the LP9 is a pretty good place.
The LP9 is a good place to start. The LP9 is actually a great place to spend your mud season at lower elevations throughout the ADK. But anyways, that's going to wrap us up here on this very impromptu, spontaneous summit session. And anything else for the people, Jonathan?
Be like Sasquatch and leave no trace.
There it is. Oh, by the way, that wooden Adirondack Park, Bigfoot and the Blue Lines right behind you there. You can see it in person. It's huge, right?
Whoa.
Yeah, it's enormous. Cool. It's pretty awesome. Anyways, thanks for everyone for listening to this summit session. Remember to always leave no trace, do the rock walk, and if you carry it in, carry it out. See you on the trails, and make your reservations. See ya. Hey guys, it's James from the 46 of 46 podcast, letting you know the new Campfire Blend steeped packs from Recess Coffee are both a delicious and super convenient coffee option, whether you're out camping or just heading to the office. Campfire Blend is a medium roast with smoky notes of chocolate and walnut, and even comes in compostable packaging. But if you're in the backcountry and you carried it in, just carry it out. Plus, it's called Campfire Blend, and who doesn't like a campfire? Recess Coffee is offering all of you listeners 10% off your order of their new steeped packs or 12-ounce whole bean bags with the promo code RECESS46. That's RECESS46. Pick them up at recesscoffee.com.